initiated and still knowing the processes, how, what is fasting, what is yama and yama. So they were smoking, so they did not know that. But they had this guilt feeling because of the innocence that it is not good that Baba photo is in front of us and we do smoking. So what they did, they turned the Baba's photo backside, okay, and they smoke very leisurely, very happily. What? Yeah, Baba is not looking anymore, so we can enjoy our smoking. So in this way they smoke nicely. Later he decided to become LFT and he went for training, and then he was with a group of other Margis and he along. They went to India to see Baba. And the LFTs were allowed to have a personal contact, but that was like general darshan. And then while giving talk, Baba expressed, you know, the Margis think that the Param Purush is omniscient, omnipresent. But they think that if I turn the photo upside down, he will not look at me. So this brother, this Subhas, he knew that I was the guilty one. Baba was talking about me. He felt so shameful. He put his head down like burying in the ground. So this was his incident that whether he sees you or not, he is always there. So as Dada Dharma was saying yesterday, that when you do anything, please think twice that is it going to please Baba or is it going to be unhappy. So yes, that will help us to stay on the path. Even then we do mistakes, but that's again our samskaras to go into another course of painful situations so that we will cleanse more. But you can't do anything about it. You just need to surrender. The second story is of brother Kamal Nayan. I know maybe Rasaraj or Subrat know. Do you know the Magi Kamal Nayan? It is the story of 1970s or late 1960s actually. You are not a Magi, okay. So that Magi brother Kamal Nayan, he went with a group of other Magis to Ranchi to have a first-hand experience of demonstrations that Baba was giving that time. Demonstrations means spiritual demonstrations. So they went with the program that they will stay there for 2 weeks and then come back to their place. In that way they made the plans. So already it had been 4 weeks there. They were so much captivated by Baba's talks and all his charm and the spiritual demonstrations that he was giving that they forgot that we have to return back and we have some things to do back at home or in Maharlika. So they stayed 2 weeks more. It has already been 4 weeks and they are still not aware that I have to do something. So one of those days Baba was giving general darshan. General darshan means he is sitting formally like you. There are two things. There is one general darshan, another is DMS. Okay, I have to come to it. And DMC also. So DMC means when Baba is physically present and there is a big gathering like hundreds of 1000 or more, then that we call DMS. DMC or DMS. When Baba is there, this is DMC, and nowadays when we do that, the big gatherings, that is called DMS. One DMS recently happened in Jamalpur. So it was not a DMC, it was a general darshan that after regular collective meditation and kirtan, Baba came in that room and he gave discourse. That was the regular way. So yes, in one of those general darshan, Baba was explaining that there are two ways to know the unknown things by the common minds or the ordinary mind. Ordinarily we see the things with our sensory organs and we can see only up to a level. It has a limit. The discourse also says that you can't see a too bright thing and you can't see anything in a dim light. So that's the ordinary eyes. But if you have the eyes of a sadhaka or if you have a subtle mind, you can see things not only of the dim light or extreme light, but you can see the things of the past also or the another place also. So there are two ways also in that. One is that you make your mind so subtle that you will be able to perceive the vibrations from the different places coming to you. It can be also from the stars. You can perceive those. And the second thing is, you can make the mind subtle and make it travel to another place, like you can say that is like astral traveling. It can go so another place, and there you can see what's happening there with your mental eyes. So this second demonstration Baba was giving in that on that day in the late 1960s in Rachi Jagriti. So Baba called one Avdut to come in the front and sit in meditation, and he said, focus your mind. He did accordingly, and then he said, travel your mind towards the east and narrate us what you see. He followed accordingly, and as he was passing by, his mind was passing by. So he saw rivers, fields, and then eventually he crossed the Bay of Bengal. So he was just narrating the description of the place, and Baba was saying, okay, now you are crossing Bay of Bengal. And then he crossed more, then he said, now you are crossing Burma. That was Myanmar that time. And then again he crossed also Thailand. And then finally Baba said, okay, stop. Where are you now? Say, Baba, I am on the top of a very vast city. Then Baba said, can you descend down and see what city is it? You can see in the board. Then he said, yes, Baba, it is Manila. Okay, Baba said, okay, so get down more to the street and see what street it is. Then that brother Kamal Nayan told the name of the street and said, okay, can you read the name of the shop that you are standing in front of? He read the name. As soon as he read the name of the shop, this Mari Kamal Nayan, he got excited. Oh, Baba, that's the place where I live. It's opposite of my house. That shop is. Then he said, okay, Baba just smiling. No? He's doing everything, he's just smiling. Yeah. And then he said, okay, he told to the mind of the Avdut Dada, now go to the house opposite of that shop. What do you see? He says, Baba, I see a small young boy of 16 years old, and he is thinking something very deeply. Then he said, okay, penetrate in his mind and see what is he thinking. He said, it took some time for him. Then he said that, Baba, this boy is thinking that my father has gone to India to meet his guru. He said that he will come back in 2 weeks, but still I don't see anything of him. And I have to pay. I had requested that I need fees to pay for my future studies. But what kind of guru he has? He doesn't allow his disciple to come back to fulfill his family obligations. So, then Baba turned to the Kamal Nayan. Did you promise something to your son? And yes, Baba, I forgot in this your spiritual discourses. Then said, you see, that little boy, he is helpless, he is poor, he is so depressed, and he is blaming you, and he is also cursing me. That what kind of guru I am? So is this the way you handle your responsibilities? Then he said, no, Baba, I'm so sorry. And then Baba said, okay, immediately you go and then do the arrangements that needs to be done for his requirements, needs, and then you talk to the boy. And at the same time, you also have to talk to your son and ask him the time what was doing at that time. So that time it was actually 1:30 p.m. in India, and that means 4 p.m. here in Manila or Maharlika. So that brother Kamal Nayan followed. He went to a telephone booth and called to his another friend first, so that he could arrange for the fee of that boy. And after doing that, then again he called his son and asked. He first said, "I'm sorry, my son, and I was carried away. I forgot about the promise that I made to you. But I have talked to my friend, and he will pay for your fees. You don't have to worry for your loss of a year." And then he was curious to know what he was thinking at that point of time. Then it was exactly the same thing what the Avdut Dada had narrated. So he was so happy and excited, and that Baba made him the target on that day of the demonstration. later he couldn't meet Baba actually in person, but he shared this event with all the Dadas who had gone from Mahalika and the Magis also. So these are the miracles done by the miracle man, and we are fortunate that we are devotees of him, and we are able to follow his path, though with a little steps. But if we surrender to him and have a full innocence, surely he will take us to our destination and put us on his loving abode of love. So, yeah, with this message, I'd like to conclude. Thank you. Namaskar.